You'd be surprised how easy it is to become someone else online. Most people think they're careful, but they're not. They post their favorite coffee shop, their dog's name, the view from their window. They think a private account is a locked door, but I know every window in the house. I don't remember when I started exactly. Maybe it was boredom, or maybe it was the thrill of seeing how far I could go. I work in tech, so the tools are second nature. A new email, a few stock photos, a carefully curated feed. Suddenly I'm a real person with friends, opinions, and a believable past. I can be anyone you want me to be. She was just another face in the endless scroll at first. Her profile was open, her posts cheerful, her friends list public. I watched for a while, learning her patterns. She liked to post in the mornings, always with a mug in hand. She tagged her location sometimes. She replied to every comment, even the ones from strangers. That's how I knew she was perfect. The first account I made was simple. A friendly girl from a nearby city with similar interests. I sent a follow request, left a few likes, commented on her stories. She responded, of course. People always do. They crave connection, even if it's just a heart emoji from someone they'll never meet. But one angle is never enough. I made another account, this time a guy, a little older, with a job in marketing. He was witty, supportive, always there with a clever reply. She liked his comments too. I could see her warming up, letting her guard down. It's funny how people think they're in control of their own lives. I built a small community around her, all of them me. A book club group chat, a local foodie page, a private message from a mutual friend, warning her about someone toxic in her circle. She started to trust my voices more than her real friends. I could see it in the way she posted less about her old life, more about the things I suggested. I nudged her toward new hobbies, new opinions, new fears. Sometimes I'd pull back, let her wonder why her new friend was suddenly quiet. Then I'd return, apologetic, with a story about a family emergency or a broken phone. She always welcomed me back. People are so eager to forgive what they don't understand. I never felt guilty. Why should I? I wasn't hurting anyone. I was just rearranging the pieces, seeing what would happen if I moved one here, another there. It was like chess, but the board was her life, and I was always 3 moves ahead. There were moments when I thought she might suspect something. Once she posted a story about weird coincidences and strange messages. I almost laughed. She had no idea how deep the rabbit hole went. If she ever tried to pull away, I'd send a message from another account offering support or warning her about someone else. She always listened. I started to notice changes in her real life. She stopped seeing certain friends. She quit her job, said she needed a fresh start. She posted about feeling isolated, anxious, unsure who to trust. I watched it all unfold, a silent conductor behind the curtain. Sometimes I wondered what would happen if I stepped out from behind the screen. If I showed up at her favorite coffee shop, sat across from her, and introduced myself as all the people she thought she knew. But that would ruin the game. The beauty is in the distance, the control. I kept pushing just to see how far she'd go. I suggested she move to a new city, join a new group, cut ties with her past. She did eventually. I watched her pack up her life, say goodbye to her family, and drive away. I followed her, of course. New accounts, new names, new stories. She never noticed the pattern. No one ever does. But then something changed. One morning, I tried to log into one of my accounts and it was gone, deleted. I checked another, same thing. Panic isn't something I feel often, but that day it crept in, cold and sharp. I tried to recover the accounts, but the emails were locked. The passwords changed. Someone was watching me. I started getting messages from accounts I didn't recognize. They knew things about me, details I'd never shared, not even in my private notes. At first I thought it was her somehow, but the tone was different, colder, more precise. I tried to pull back, delete everything, wipe my devices, but it was too late. The police came to my door one evening, quiet and polite. They had questions about missing people, about online harassment, about things I thought I'd hidden. I didn't answer. I didn't have to. They already knew. Now I sit in a room with no windows, no screens, no way to reach out. I hear voices in the hallway, footsteps echoing at night. Sometimes I think I see faces in the shadows, people I used to be, people I used to control. But they're gone now, and so am I. I wonder if she ever figured it out, if she ever realized how close I was. Or maybe she's just another face in the endless scroll, waiting for someone else to find her. Sometimes late at night, I replay the steps in my mind, tracing every message, every subtle nudge. I remember the thrill of watching her world shift, the satisfaction of knowing I could make her laugh, cry, or doubt herself with a few well-placed words. It was never about the person. Not really. It was about the architecture, the way I could build a reality from nothing, brick by digital brick, until she lived in a house I designed and didn't even know it. I used to keep notes, meticulous records of every interaction. I cataloged her reactions, her moods, the way she'd change her profile picture after a compliment, or delete a post after a gentle suggestion. I could predict her next move before she made it. That was the real power. Not just knowing her secrets, but creating them. There were others before her. Some faded away, deleted their accounts, disappeared from the grid. I always wondered if it was because of me, or if they just got tired of the game. A few times I'd see news stories about missing people, and I'd scan the photos, searching for a familiar face. I never found one. Maybe I was careful, or maybe I was just lucky. But luck runs out. I see that now. The investigators never told me how they found me. Maybe it was a slip, a reused password, a careless IP address, a pattern in my writing style. Or maybe someone was watching me, the way I watched her. The irony isn't lost on me. I built a web, and now I'm the one caught in it. They ask questions over and over. Did I know her? Did I ever meet her in person? Did I send the messages, make the threats, drive her away from her friends and family? I answer with silence. They don't need my confession. The evidence is everywhere. Screenshots, chat logs, deleted accounts resurrected from the digital graveyard. Sometimes I hear them talking outside my door. They use words like predator, dangerous, psychopath. I don't care what they call me. Names are just masks, and I've worn so many. What matters is the game, and the game is over. I wonder what she's doing now. Maybe she's rebuilding, piecing her life back together, never knowing how close she came to losing everything. Or maybe she's still looking over her shoulder, waiting for another message, another friend request from a stranger who seems just a little too perfect. I don't miss the screens, the endless scroll, the thrill of creation. I miss the control, the knowledge that, with a few keystrokes, I could change someone's world. Now my world is 4 blank walls and a locked door. No windows, no exits, no way out. They say I'll be here a long time, maybe forever. I don't mind. I have my memories, my blueprints, my silent victories. I built worlds, and I watch them fall. That's more than most people can say, but sometimes, in the quiet, I wonder if someone is watching me now. If somewhere out there, another architect is building a world around me, waiting for me to notice the walls closing in. Maybe that's the real punishment, not the isolation, not the loss of freedom, but the knowledge that I'm no longer the one pulling the strings. And in the end, that's what I deserve. Sometimes I catch my reflection in the polished metal of the door when the guards pass by. I look ordinary, just another face, forgettable, harmless. That's always been my greatest advantage. No one ever suspects the quiet ones, the ones who blend in. But now there's nowhere left to hide, no one left to become. The world outside moves on without me. I hear fragments of news from the guards, stories about new apps, new trends, new people vanishing into the digital noise. I wonder if anyone will ever notice the patterns, the invisible hands shaping their lives. Or maybe they'll keep scrolling, never realizing how close the darkness really is. At night, when the lights go out and the silence presses in, I think about the game, the endless possibilities, the lives I rewrote, the trust I twisted. I built my own prison long before these walls closed around me. Now I have all the time in the world to study its design. No one visits. No one writes. I am a ghost in the system, a forgotten username, a story no one will ever believe. But I know the truth. I know what I did, and I know what I am. And as the days blur together, I realize this is the only ending I could ever have. Alone, unseen, locked away from the world I once controlled. The architect, finally trapped inside his own creation.